Hey everyone, thank you for being here. My name is Holly. I'm a psychic medium and an energy reader. If this is your first time joining us, welcome to the community. It is a wonderful place with wonderful people. And I always cough. A dry cough at the beginning. Anyway, sorry. So I make the videos the day before. And, hi baby. I have a little bitty girl who wants to come up. So, I like to start with the energy, the current, the vibe. And I pulled this mug because it brings me personal comfort, because I need the elemental kingdom close by right now. The energy is off this week. And I know in this country it's Thanksgiving. I know Canada has its own Thanksgiving. Isn't that right, little baby? But the energy just feels extra dense, extra heavy. And whatever you do for this week, in terms of this is considered a national holiday, then enjoy yourselves. And I'm wishing everyone peace and wellness. So the vibe, all morning long, it's still only like 10 something in the morning, but hence I have some coffee. But all morning long, and I have been up for hours and hours, I've been hearing, and it's not clear enough for me to make out the words. I'm not even sure it's in English, but I keep hearing a song, a repetitive song, and it almost feels more like a chant. And it feels like, because I'm asking Spirit, what is this? And I keep hearing that it is a morning song. And I don't mean like M-O-R-N, like the sun rising. I mean, and greeting the day. I mean like morning as in you are in deep mourning, M-O-U-R-N-I-N-G. And so I don't know what tradition this is. I don't know what culture this is. I don't know what language this is. I don't know anything about it other than I keep hearing, I can't even pin down a melody, but I just keep getting this sense of a morning song. And, and it's full disclosure, I'm going to a visitation today. I plan to, and I didn't even know the person, but I know people connected to that person. So it isn't that. It's something else. It's something else. And I feel like it's extra important to stay in tune and in touch with your feelings, to stay in tune and in touch with your reality, your genuine nature, your caring nature. And I was communicating with a friend I think it was yesterday, that healers are going to be asked to step up. So if you are feeling discontent in any way, you more than likely have abilities as a healer. And even though I always start my videos with, hi, I'm Holly, psychic medium energy reader, that's what I do. And it is a part of every waking moment and usually every sleeping moment of my life. However, even before that, I do feel like my energy is that of being a healer. No, I don't actively work, but I think sometimes just your presence it takes over. So I know that the majority of the people in this community are also healers, are also very intuitive or psychic and readers in your own right. There's a need to, I can feel Spirit so close right now. There's a need to step up. There is a need to be in your strength. Don't question why you are feeling these feelings of uncertainty, because things may have changed in your world, but it is to bring you up. It is to elevate you to a higher place, because you are being called into you're being called into duty. You are being called into a special place as a healer. Everything else will be trivial. Everything else will be meaningless. It is for the greatest good and the highest good of all. Society and humanity needs you at this time to step into your greatest good, your greatest ability. Okay. There was a channel that was, and I know I'm fighting it, and it's making my head feel a little weird because I'm fighting it, but I keep asking questions. I feel more resolved, though. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you so much. Yes, you can finish. You can finish. Step through, please. This isn't a grieving or mourning song. It is a song of action. It is a chant to motivate you into your new reality. You do not need to understand what is being said to you or what you are feeling, what you are healing and hearing. You are healing all around you by being in your own genuine true self, not pretending to be something you are not. That is important. That is important. You are whole and complete just as you are. You are whole and complete just as you are. It is a song of strength, not of grief. The grief this one feels is of the closing of chapters and old ways. There is yet to understand all that will come in the light and the brilliance of a new way of being. It will be as though shock waves are going through. You are evolving and changing. It is nothing to fear. It is glorious change. Your body will stop aching to the degree that it does at this point. You will not question the changes that are happening to you. She may come back now. Wow. Okay. God, I feel like I'm an old woman. I'm old. And, but yet right now I feel like a child. I feel so much like a child. Okay. So, have you all been achy and swollen and bloated and not feeling even comfortable in your own body? Because that, I remember that, and I remember them saying, and these were beings of light, more than one, beings of light. There's always a spokesperson to come through. That's good to know because I have questioned. I've been asking Spirit a lot, why do I feel this way? And now I don't hear that background chant sound. I just hear like a rhythmic sound, almost like a heartbeat or a drum. And I feel good. Maybe not physically yet, but I feel happy. Be your most authentic self. without hiding. That is the message. All right. Wow. Oh, God, I feel like I could sleep for a year. But yet I know I can't go to sleep right now. All right, let's get into a general reading for the collective. Ooh. Ooh, my head is buzzy. Okay. I like keeping these nearby. My little frog's guide to self-care. Just right in the middle. I am more than my struggles. I am okay with who I am. I am not perfect, but I am always learning and growing. That was the message, wasn't it? Something about cellular. I'm also hearing DNA. Something about your cells and your DNA are changing, altering, but becoming better, becoming stronger, healthier versions, even though you're not sure. I believe that good things will happen to me. Absolutely. And I am allowed to rest without guilt. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that's the one I'm going to put there. Okay. Oh my gosh. I just feel worn out. That was it. I need to go back and watch that again because there was a lot of information in it. All right. This is the Star Tarot, and it was massive. This is actually the cut down version. The cut down, and it's still big. The original version was so big, I never even used them. So I thought, okay, let me just see what I can do. But of course, I had to cut off the number because this is a little difficult to read. I just thought, okay, I've cut down the deck. It's mine. I'm going to get out my Sharpie and just write what the card is on it so I don't make mistakes. So, like that one is pretty easy, but I put Queen of Cups. That's my Sharpie writing really fast. Page of Swords, that kind of thing. So, which I find really funny. It's a pretty deck, and I do want to use it more. All right. Beings of light, please come into this reading. Elementals, we need you now. I need you now. Please come into this space. Come into this reading. Thank you. Thank you, thank you for being who you are. And they are saying that to all of us. Thank you for being who you are. When we rely on humans for validation, we will always be let down. Okay, that's a message. All right. What is the message for the collective? 2 came out. What is the message for the collective? Okay, a third. What is the message for the collective, please? What is the message for the collective? Creator of all things, help me to understand what to say. Help me to I almost said remove. Okay, remove obstacles, remove things that do not belong. Help me to understand with clarity the messages for the collective. Okay, they want me just to go ahead and get started with the ones I've got. This one on the top. Oh, Page of Swords again. All right, it's the crows. Crows are significant. All right, let's see what we've got here. This one, they want me to read both inverted and upright, the middle one. All right, the ones that came out. We have the 7 of Swords, and with a white stag, a white deer. Now, very often, this is a symbol of, it can mean a lot of things depending on the culture. I'm just going to tell you from my perspective. Very often it is a spirit animal. It's not in the flesh. It's not in the living. It's also a symbol in this instance of rebirth. And I do feel like death. So there is a death of an old way. There is a death of an old sense of spirituality that does not serve you because of an expansion. And I believe that's what Spirit was just saying. There is an expansion that will come from an ending of old dogmatic ways of doing things. Now, in the inverted or reversed way of looking at this is the Justice card. Those look like roots. And at this point you would say, well, but there's no justice. There's no justice to be had. But then when you flip it over, you realize those aren't roots. It's the branches of a tree. And there are two trees that are forming pillars on either side. This is a profound level of justice. Justice of the air, justice of the water, justice of the earth, justice of all things in the natural world. That while we are in this incarnation, we are definitely part of. On her dress is a sword, or the emblem of a sword. Justice comes, and that is spiritual justice from Archangel Michael. Justice will be had in this new way of doing things. Justice is coming. Justice is coming. Sometimes it may feel like it will never get here, but it will. And then we have the Seven of Wands. Strength, justice, the sun. This is not someone who is fearful. This is not someone who is afraid. This is someone who is definitely putting their shields up and guarding themselves until they know all the answers. But we will never know all the answers. But at some point, this person will feel as though he or she has built enough strength and light within to radiate it out, and we are at that point. This is what just happened with Spirit. This is the cellular regeneration. This is the healing energy that is coming out full force. Wow. With light and with strength. So there has to be an old way that leaves and changes. And much like in the autumn, when the trees lose their leaves, they fall on the ground, and people are so eager to rake them up and scoop them up in bags. And maybe you have to where you live, but if at all possible, don't. It amends the soil. It brings, and yes, if you have mold allergies, I get it, I do too, but it still works into the soil. It provides a cushion for animals and the mother. But it is a time of rest and peace. And even though right now you question whether justice will come, it will. The blue in the background, that again reminds me of Archangel Michael. And that's how I pronounce Michael. From now on, anyone who wants to play games about that, I'll just delete the comment. Seven of Wands. This is someone who is stepping into their authority and stepping into their strength and stepping into the light and stepping into their power. They may not feel they are ready, but they are. Okay. This is truly an unusual reading. It's really short, but I think I'm going to leave it. I feel like that was confirmation of that channel that just came through, the one that I kept trying to fight and avoid, but I'm glad I didn't. And I'm glad that whatever I kept hearing was not, because now I don't hear it. It was not a mourning song or a song of grief. It was a song of change and empowerment. It was a song of, I think, growth and evolution. I need to go back and watch the video. I will tell you, music is very important. Rhythm is very important. Because they're showing me something I saw one time in a dream state, and they want me to talk about it. It was not long after a young person died that I cared a great deal about. And I had trouble coping with the passing. This was a long time ago. And you know when a dream is not a dream because it stays so vivid. You don't lose it over time. You simply, it's almost as though it's a past memory that you hold within you. And I've seen this in readings before too, where on the other side they plan a party for the person returning. There was a party being planned for this young person. And they were decorating this circular room with all of these columns. And I was walking around looking at it. And there was one being who was saying, "But we have to be ready. She'll be here soon. She'll be here soon." And the person had already transitioned and crossed over, but was in another place getting ready to enter. I never got to see that person enter, but I knew the person was there, but just not in that space yet. But I got to see this in action. And I even asked, "But if you don't eat, why do you have cake?" It seemed like such a dumb question, but that's what I asked. And someone said, "Well, don't you understand? Well, but it's a party and it makes it more festive." Oh, and right now they're even talking to me, telling me it's about the energy of it. It isn't the actual thing, it is the energy of it and what it means. And everyone was so excited and they couldn't wait. But in this place where it was happening, it was a circular room that had a massively tall ceiling and these big columns all in a circle around this space. And I walked behind the columns, and there were these beings, these divine beings there. And they were lifting their arms up, and they were singing a song, and they were bringing their arms down, and they were pushing the melody and the song down into the earth, this planet, into us. And it was a way of healing us, giving us hope, and being joyful. And I knew it. I knew the song. And so I stood there and I did it with them, and I raised my arms. I don't remember it now. It's the only thing about it I don't remember, but I can remember almost as if I were watching myself and singing this chant-like song and pushing the energy down into the earth. And then suddenly I looked up and realized they knew I was still in an incarnation and human. And the one person who had been saying, "We have to hurry, she'll be here soon," she turned and said, "What are you doing here? What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here now." And I said, "I know, but it feels so good. I just want to be part of this and move the energy into the earth." And it was a female that had spotted me, and she was shocked, and I realized, whoop, jig's up. And she said, "It's not time. It's not time for you to be here." And I said, "Okay." And then it was over that fast. ever seen. And the song was so healing. Sorry, I'm not sad. I'm really not. It was just so incredibly healing. And we forget that we have that power and we can call on it. And we can ask to be sent that. And I think they're showing me that now. And to tell all of you, it is connected to this healing energy that you possess. So if your body feels as though it is shifting in some way, it's because it is. And it is for the best and the highest good. Now, always go see the doctor. If it's something you need medication for, just take care of it. I mean, this can't be for everybody right at this minute, you know. I mean, I take medication for my thyroid, and I mean, I'd fight somebody over that. So, I mean, I want my thyroid medication or I don't feel right. So, but at the same time, I've also had healings that I knew medicine couldn't address. We address the things we can, and the things we can't, we ask Spirit for help. And that's what that healing song and that healing energy by that circle of divine beings was. And we all know it in our hearts. For a lot of people, this is a tough week. It's a tough few months. Understand that you are part of something so much bigger. The love and the compassion will be there waiting for you, but you came here for a reason, and it's being activated now. All right. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you, beautiful souls. Thank you, perfect souls, for being here. And I am sending you love, and I am sending you gratitude. Thank you. And we will see each other very soon.